Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the dark history of ritual sacrifices. Let's get right into it. On this channel, we often speak about the undeniable link between the occult and Hollywood. Through my research, we have been able to identify the celebrities who have taken the oath and are being used to push an agenda. Everybody knows that success in the industry isn't easily obtained, but what most people didn't know is that these celebrities have to pay a devastating price for their success. Hollywood is the world of the occult, and the gods of the occult aren't the same God of the Bible we give our worship to. We can see that Hollywood's gods are the fallen gods displayed during their Oscar awards show. The entire Oscar Awards is a ceremony for the fallen pagan gods they worship as a sign of self-worship. The Oscar Award itself is an Egyptian god called Ptah, and Ptah is considered the grand architect and the creator of all to the Egyptians. These celebrities are basically given trophies of a god to represent the fact that they are idols. The entire award show is held to give praise to the fallen gods. These fallen gods are the same gods the pagans used to worship long ago. The very same gods the pagans used to perform ritual sacrifices to. You may be asking, why do occultists perform ritual sacrifices and what do they have to gain from doing it? Occultists perform ritual sacrifices because they believe it gives them good fortune and blessings from the fallen gods they're sacrificing to. Ritual sacrifices were common long ago in Egyptian times. The Egyptians were known to host mass ritual offerings whenever a king would pass. It was tradition for the king's servants and even high officials to be sacrificed in an honoring ritual in order for the king's men to join and serve the king in the afterlife. Many Canaanites were known to be a part of the cult of Moloch. The cult of Moloch was known to ritually offer their firstborn child by placing them into a giant brass statue of Moloch that was then heated. The members of the cult would beat drums in order to drown out the cries of the child offering. The Canaanites were known to do ritual sacrifices on the regular. What's interesting is that Moloch is still worshipped to this day, every year during the Bohemian Grove retreat in California. Every year, the elite meet in a gated wooded encampment in California and reenact ritual sacrifices in front of a giant statue of Moloch depicted as an owl. The Carthaginians, an ancient civilization, were also known to make ritual offerings, offering up their firstborn child to the god Baal. They believed that if they didn't make the offerings to Baal, Baal would destroy the land with earthquakes and droughts. Recently, people started to hear the name Baal after the Balenciaga child ad campaign that turned many against Balenciaga. Many people online felt that the ad was a direct reference to the child offerings being done for Baal, especially after Balenciaga displayed the name Baal on a tape roll in one of the child ad photos. When looking at the imagery in the Balenciaga photo shoot, you can see that they were pointing to something sinister. The Celtics were also known to dabble in ritual sacrifices as well, every year during Samhain. Samhain took place during October, around the same time we celebrate Halloween, and Halloween actually came from Samhain. The pagans were known to make ritual offerings to the god of the underworld named Samhain, providing the deity with all types of offerings for the blessing of a good harvest. Ritual sacrifices were a part of pagan traditions and are considered blasphemous in the eyes of God. Occultists build their entire beliefs and rituals off the practices done by the pagans. The Freemasons stole many of their rituals directly from these pagan civilizations. It has become obvious the biggest celebrities are paying a sinister price for their fame. It is not a coincidence that celebrities tend to lose close loved ones right before they blow up. We must remember that sacrifices were historically done for blessings and a good fortune. These celebrities lose a loved one and then receive a whole lot of good fortune. Their rise is always tied to the fall of a loved one. A few months back, the world saw Kanye exposing the industry, and even though it was done for a selfish reason, he revealed some valuable information. Kanye basically confirmed the speculations regarding celebrity sacrifices when he admitted that his own mother was a sacrifice.
Control me. You get what I'm saying? They control Shaq. They could control Charles Barkley. They could control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
My mama was sacrificed.
You understand?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, A lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
As you heard for yourself, Kanye admitted that his mother was a ritual offering for his fame and success. He states with hurt in his voice that his mama was a sacrifice. What Kanye is implying to is that he was made to ritually offer his mother as an offering to the pagan gods. Kanye also mentions other celebrities who were also chosen to make sacrifices for their place in the Hollywood cult. In today's episode, we will be going through each sacrifice Kanye mentioned, and we're gonna see exactly what happened after these celebrities made those offerings, starting with Kanye West himself. Back in 2007, Kanye West lost his mother after a plastic surgery gone wrong. As devastating as this is, things like this do happen, as it is a risk that every person takes when wanting to get plastic surgery. The thing is, his mother was getting a routine surgery that the surgeon has successfully done many times before. On top of this, Kanye revealed during an interview that he felt guilty over the passing of his mother, claiming that she was his biggest sacrifice for his music career. Many people speculated since then that Kanye's mother was ritually offered, but it remained speculation until Kanye admitted this himself. Back in 2007, Kanye had released what's considered his greatest album to this day, Graduation, just 2 months before the passing of his mother. Interestingly enough, Kanye named this album Graduation as if he had graduated from something. They named Kanye's album Graduation as he was going to pay the price to graduate in the Masonic Order. Kanye's Graduation album certified his place as a legend in the industry. His career only got bigger from that moment on. Kanye admitted his mother was his offering, what he paid to have the world. Kanye mentioned that Michael Jordan also ritually offered his father for his fame. Back in 1993, Michael Jordan was on top of the world after winning his third consecutive NBA championship ring with his team, the Bulls. Sadly, Jordan wouldn't get to celebrate for long, as just 1 month later his father would pass. According to authority, Michael's father was a target of a robbery gone wrong that ended up costing Michael's father everything. Michael's father was driving down the road when for some reason he stopped on the side of the road and was ambushed by 2 guys. The 2 guys apparently took him out and then took his car for a joyride. Jordan's father was later then found in a swamp. After the passing of his father, Michael would retire from the NBA for about 1.5 years, making his return and going on to win 3 more consecutive championships, solidifying his legend status in the NBA. It is not a coincidence that Michael would lose his father in the process of becoming the legend he became. While researching this situation, I found some very interesting and telling numerology. Michael went on to win a total of 6 rings, but the significance behind those 6 rings is very telling. Jordan went on to win 3 consecutive championships before his father's passing, and then another 3 after his father's passing, which means he went on to win a 3 championship winning spree, or a three-peat, 2 separate times. This symbolizes 2-3, or 23. I know most of you know, Jordan also wore the number 23 on his jersey, but what you guys might not know is that Jordan's father actually passed on July 23rd. The number 23 is symbolic of the number 6 in the occult, and Jordan just so happened to win 6 total rings playing for a team named the Bulls. The Bulls logo just so happens to resemble Moloch, the pagan god we spoke about earlier that the pagans used to sacrifice to. It is not a coincidence in my opinion that Jordan's father would end up passing. The numerology is undeniable and honestly speaks for itself. Jordan, just like Kanye, was chosen for this, given the opportunity to have it all, at a price he couldn't refuse and most likely didn't want to pay. The next celebrity we're going to be talking about is Dr. Dre. Back in 2008, the world was shocked to find out that the son of legendary hip-hop producer Dr. Dre had passed mysteriously and was found by his mother. The police reported that the passing was an accident and it happened due to substance-related issues. This came as a surprise to the world that wasn't aware of Dre's son even having any issues with substances. Dr. Dre's son just seemed to pass like a lot of people in Hollywood, mysteriously. Honestly, if it weren't for Kanye mentioning it, I would have not even looked into this one. What I found out that was interesting is, I saw that Dr. Dre was actually having legal trouble with his label in 2007, where he was in a battle for the rights of his music with his former label Death Row. Dr. Dre even stated the industry was trying to dry him out and get rid of him.
But they wasn't paying it, you know what I'm saying? I think they were trying to starve me out. As hard as you work for your money, at least 2 or 3 people out there working just as hard to get it from you.
And in 2008, his son passed away. But by 2009, Dr. Dre's legal problems were all solved. What I also found interesting is that Dre's son, just like Michael Jordan's father, passed on the 23rd of August. The number 23 once again comes up, which reminded me of the whole 23 Enigma theory. The 23 Enigma theory states that the number 23 for some reason is the answer to everything. Some people believe the number 23 holds the secret to life and may be a symbol of some larger hidden significance. I came across the 23 theory back when I did the Jim Carrey video, as he was a part of a movie called The Number 23. The movie The Number 23 is about a man who reads about his future that foreshadows his wife's passing. I think the 23 Enigma theory is interesting, and if you guys would like me to do a full video breakdown on it, let me know below. In my opinion, I believe it could be a possibility Dre's son was a ritual offering, as his son passing was mysterious. Also, Dre over the years has risen to the level of gatekeeper, and I believe he was allowed to make it to that level after he made his ritual offering. I made a full video on Dr. Dre, and now he's a puppet on the devil's strings, pushing the agenda. The last person Kanye mentioned was Bill Cosby. Strangely, the passing of Bill's son was similar to the one of Michael Jordan's father. In January of 1997, Cosby's son was out and about when he stopped on the side of a road to fix a flat tire. This is when he was approached by a man who was trying to take his belongings. The man then pulled out a piece and let go in Cosby's son's direction, which ended up causing his passing. Similar to Jordan's father, Cosby's son just so happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. The thing is, a lot of people aren't buying this and think something far more sinister happened. Online, many people believe that Cosby's son was actually taken out as a sacrifice because Cosby was trying to buy NBC and NBC wasn't having it. Back in the 90s, Cosby attempted to buy NBC and NBC wasn't too fond of this. Those online think Cosby's son being taken out was a way to silence him and prevent them from buying the company. I'm not quite sure on this theory, but I do believe something mysterious did happen to Cosby's son. See, after researching into Cosby, what I found was very interesting. See, Cosby was a member of the college fraternity Omega Psi Phi, a fraternity in Howard University that had fellow members like the TV personality Steve Harvey and the comedian and radio host Ricky Smiley. It also had the basketball players Vince Carter, Shaquille O'Neal, and most importantly, Michael Jordan. The fraternity had big names that all went on to be big politicians, entertainers, and athletes. What most people don't know is that the Omega Psi Phi fraternity was created by three men, with Frank Coleman being the leader of the three. Frank Coleman was a member of the Prince Hall Freemasons and created the organization as a Masonic fraternity. It is not a coincidence that those that run Hollywood were all Masonic puppets since college. Cosby and Michael Jordan were both members of the same fraternity, both Masonic members, and they both went on to lose loved ones in similar ways. People, this is not a coincidence. This is the price they paid for their famous success. Something else I found interesting while researching Cosby was his role in the Disney movie called The Devil and Max Delvin, where Cosby plays the devil himself. In the movie, Cosby plays the devil who offers a deal to a lost soul that just entered their burning end. Cosby instructs the man to bring him 3 innocent souls, with the character Delvin even openly stating that he needs to go corrupt the souls of children. I am most likely gonna make a full breakdown on this movie as it's just too much imagery within it. It's crazy that Disney were openly behind such a satanic movie, but then again, it is Disney. It's obvious Bill Cosby sold his soul and took the Masonic oath and had to pay the ultimate price to have the world. Whether they took his son out or his son was an offering, we know it was done by the elite who pull the strings, as Kanye said. I rarely ever agree with Kanye, but when he said they want to traumatize and monetize, he couldn't have been more right. The industry is a giant cult, and the members are doing whatever it takes to have the world. Ritual sacrifices have gone back in time to the beginning of civilization, and sadly, it is still going on to this day. I am actually working on a second part to this video for Patreon about cult sacrifices that were made that is not going to be allowed on here. So if you're a Patreon, you can expect that episode soon. Well, like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake. And we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth Fish store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make goes directly to helping the channel and furthering Truth Records. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts below and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when I drop new videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there for more truth. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.